The lie you keep believing. Look, here's the truth. You are not broken. You started strong. You felt that fire, that pure motivation to change your life, and then it vanished. You think you failed. You think you lack the willpower. But here's the thing. Motivation is a feeling. It's not a reliable fuel source. It's like a sugar rush. It feels great for a moment, but it always crashes. And the hidden reason your motivation never lasts is because you keep asking an emotion to do a job that only a system can do. We need to stop waiting for motivation to hit us like lightning. We need to build the structure that keeps you moving when the feeling is gone. This is how you build inner strength. Why the fire always burns out. Motivation is tied to novelty, to external pressure, to emotional highs. It's that initial spark when you buy the new running shoes, when you get the promotion, when you decide this is the semester you'll finally get organized. The fire burns bright, but then reality sets in. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and it's dark and cold. The project hits a difficult phase. The studying feels tedious. That's when motivation, being an emotion, predictably crashes. It burns bright but dies fast because it was never meant to sustain the long, quiet, effortful work that real change requires. This cycle has an emotional cost. When the fire goes out, we don't just feel tired, we feel guilt, we feel shame. We tell ourselves a story. I'm just not disciplined enough. I don't have what it takes. And we start over, waiting for the next spark of motivation to ignite us again. It's an exhausting loop, but discipline is different. Discipline isn't a feeling. It's a steady, reliable energy source. Think of motivation as the kindling that gets the fire started. It burns hot and fast. Discipline is the seasoned log you add to keep it burning through the night. It doesn't need to be exciting. It just needs to be consistent. The goal isn't to feel motivated all the time. That's impossible. The goal is to build a system so reliable that your progress continues even on the days you feel nothing at all. This is the fundamental shift. You stop chasing the high of motivation and start building the quiet power of discipline. You realize that strength isn't about how you feel in a single moment of inspiration. It's about what you do consistently day after day, especially when you don't feel like it. That's where real growth happens. That's where you build the resilience that carries you through the inevitable challenges of fitness, career, and studying. The fire of motivation will always burn out, but the steady burn of discipline is what gets you to your destination. Building your discipline system. So, how do we build this system? It starts with redefining what discipline actually is. Discipline isn't punishment. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. That's a recipe for burnout. True discipline is a commitment you make to your future self. It's choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It's the quiet promise you keep to yourself, even when no one is watching. The foundation of this system rests on 3 practical pillars. These aren't complicated theories. They're actionable steps you can start implementing today. First, the 5-minute rule. This is your weapon against inertia. The biggest barrier to discipline is often just getting started. Your brain will come up with 1,000 reasons why you should wait until you feel more motivated. The 5-minute rule cuts through that noise. You don't commit to a full workout, an hour of studying, or finishing a big project. You only commit to 5 minutes. Anyone can do something for 5 minutes. The magic is that once you start, the resistance fades. Often, you'll find you want to continue, but even if you stop after 5 minutes, you've won. You've maintained the habit. You've proven to yourself that you can show up regardless of how you feel. That's a small win that builds momentum. Second, habit stacking. This is about leveraging what you already do consistently. You already have routines: brushing your teeth, making coffee, commuting. Habit stacking means attaching your new discipline habit to one of these existing routines. Want to start meditating? Do it for 1 minute right after you brush your teeth in the morning. Want to read more? Keep a book on your kitchen table and read 1 page while your coffee brews. By stacking the new behavior onto an existing one, you remove the mental energy required to decide when and where to do it. The existing habit becomes the trigger. This makes the system automatic, which is far more reliable than waiting for motivation to strike. Third, and this is the most powerful, is the identity shift. You have to stop seeing yourself as someone who is unmotivated and start seeing yourself as someone who is consistent. The language you use about yourself matters. Every time you say, "I'm just not a disciplined person," you reinforce that identity. Instead, after you complete your 5 minutes or your stacked habit, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "That's what a consistent person does." Your actions build your identity, and your identity guides your future actions. You become the person who shows up. Let's apply this across the areas you mentioned. For fitness, it's not about the 2-hour gym session you're motivated to do on Monday. It's the commitment to a 5-minute walk every day after dinner. For your career, it's not the burst of energy to work late one night. It's the habit of spending the first 30 minutes of your workday on your most important task before checking email. For studying, it's not the all-nighter before an exam. It's the routine of reviewing your notes for 10 minutes each night after you finish dinner. These small, consistent actions create compound interest. They build the system that motivation could never sustain. The goal is to create momentum through these small daily wins. You're not trying to build a skyscraper in a day. You're laying 1 brick perfectly every single day. And over time, those bricks create an unshakable structure. That's the power of a disciplined system. It turns effort from a sporadic event into a sustainable practice. When your system breaks now, let's be realistic. There will be days, or even weeks, when your system breaks. Life happens. Stress, burnout, unexpected challenges, they will knock you off track. This is not a failure of discipline. This is a test of it. The most important thing to remember when you fall off is to eliminate self-judgment. The guilt and shame that follow a missed day are more damaging than the missed day itself. They create a story that you failed, which makes it harder to start again. So the first step in the reset protocol is gentleness. Acknowledge that it happened. Understand that it happens to everyone. Life is a process, and everyone goes through it at their own pace. The reset is simple. Don't try to overcompensate. If you missed 3 days of your habit, don't try to do 3 times the work today. That's just another form of relying on a burst of motivation. Instead, go back to the simplest version of your system. Go back to the 5-minute rule. Go back to your basic habit stack. The goal isn't to make up for lost time. The goal is to get back on the path. This is where you reconnect with your core goal. Why did you want to build this discipline in the first place? Was it to feel stronger, to advance in your career, to reduce anxiety? Remind yourself of that deeper purpose. The why is the compass that guides you back when you get lost. The goal wasn't perfection. The goal was progress. And progress includes the practice of restarting. Building resilience isn't about never falling. It's about building the skill of getting back up. Every time you gently return to your system after a break, you're strengthening that muscle. You're proving to yourself that a setback is just a pause, not an end point. This is where true inner strength is forged, not in the easy days when motivation is high, but in the difficult days when you choose to begin again without drama or self-criticism. So when your system breaks, and it will, remember this. The measure of your discipline isn't whether you never miss a day. It's found in the consistency of your return. It's in the quiet decision to put down the guilt, remember your goal, and take that first small step back. That's the practice, and that practice is what builds a resilience that lasts a lifetime. The path forward, so remember this. Motivation starts the journey, but discipline completes it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Build the system instead. Your one action today is the 5-minute rule. Start small, build consistency, and trust the process. What's the first step you'll take? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe for more practical ways to build your inner strength.